Hello and welcome to Das Nostalgia. I'm Anatoly, and today we're going to take a look at more hidden games. Nearly all of these were suggested by people commenting on the original video. First, let's tie up a couple of loose ends. I've learned that the Command & Conquer expansion, The Covert Operations, had a hidden campaign as well. Running the game with a Fun Park parameter will give you access to 5 new missions, in which Kane asks you to get rid of some pesky dinosaurs. What can be better than even more Command & Conquer, right? In the previous video, I showed you 2 text adventures hidden within files of Privateer and its expansion. Well, I recently tracked down the 3rd game in the series, RD's 3rd batch adventure, hidden on the CD of Wings of Glory, another game developed by Origin. It's now added to the collection in the Internet Archive. Link in the description. Speaking of hidden files, let's take a look at the CD version of Australian adventure game Flight of the Amazon Queen. You can find a directory that's 1 letter short of being called Interview on the game's disc. Inside it is a short and fun standalone adventure game where the game's protagonist gets to interview the developers of the game. Another secret game can be found on the disc of Little Big Adventure 2, also known as Twinson's Odyssey. Amongst the unsupported drivers that come included with the game hides an awesome 1988 French Breakout clone, Popcorn. And it was even updated so it could run on the latest DOS machines of the time. A very nice bonus. And speaking of Breakout, there is a basic version of it hidden inside 1989 classic Budokan, the Martial Spirit. All you have to do is move into the lowest right corner and press B. And here it is. Another classic game clone hides within Xenophage, the last game released under the Apogee banner, and arguably the worst. Typing Zackman on the main screen unlocks an option to play a not particularly good Pac-Man clone. But it's still more fun than Xenophage itself. More classic game clones are hidden in a sound setup program of a few games developed or ported by East Point Software. I take a look at The Lion King here. Holding Shift and typing Lister will unlock a special text games menu that will let you play text mode Space Invaders, Pac-Man, and the Maze game. I have to say that both Space Invaders and Pac-Man are really well done, with Pac-Man even replacing some of the character set to display its graphics. Sometimes clones of these classic arcade games could even be found in software. Shiverview, a program that was used to view ANSI art packs, contained a text mode clone of Space Invaders that could be activated by pressing Alt Numlock. Its successor called RemorseView had a Pac-Man clone that would start if you made a directory called RMRS 1981 and tried to open it with that program. Cool Easter eggs, but neither of these play particularly well. Let's get back to games. There's a curious hidden game in Wing Commander 4. While using the terminal in the game, before text finishes appearing, typing Animal will start a game called Animal Gump. The computer will try to guess which animal you're thinking of by asking yes or no questions. At first it will only guess a zebra, but you are actually able to train it to guess other animals. Speaking of Wing Commander, many people know that the original System Shock had simple minigames you could play. Stuff like Pong. Well, in the CD version, a pack for a game called Wing Zero can be found on the reactor level. It's essentially a mini Wing Commander complete with 13 missions, 12 different wingmen, and 4 different ships. All of that in a tiny window played entirely with the mouse. It's very playable and very funny. Another not very obvious minigame is available in Full Throttle. At one point you encounter a truck driver who plays with his knife and refuses to let you play with it. But if you ask him about 10 times, he'll actually let you have a go. And now let's go from a well-known classic to a game that's totally forgotten. For a good reason. An awful 1996 first-person shooter, Rex Blade. In the game you use terminals to exit levels as well as upgrade yourself by writing simple programs. These terminals also have games on them. You need to go through logs and look for a hint to a password that will unlock these games. In the original retail episode, only one game is present, but in the second and third shareware episodes, a slew of classic arcade-inspired games of varying quality is available. And this is it for today. If you know of any other games hidden within DOS games, or even software, do not hesitate to let me know. Maybe we can have another one of these videos. Thank you for watching. And a very special thanks goes out to these awesome DOS enthusiasts who made this episode of DOS Nostalgia possible. If you enjoyed this video, check out some of my other ones, subscribe to the channel, and consider supporting DOS Nostalgia on Patreon to see more videos like this one in the future. Thank you again.